This car marks the end of an era. It replaces a car that for many was the most desirable, achievable dream car. This is the BMW 4 Series, and its very being means there's no more 3 Series Coupé. And that's sad for a number of reasons. BMW is breaking down its range just to fill in niches. You see, the 4 Series is going to take the place of the 3 Series Coupé and eventually the convertible as well. It'll be there to take on the style-driven likes of the Audi A5, whereas the normal 3 Series, well, that'll be up against more family-friendly fare, taking on the Audi A4 and Mercedes C-Class and their particular ilk. Also, it means the death of the M3 Coupé, arguably the coolest of the M cars to buy at any given point. That's a shame. The 4 Series is based on the 3 Series, which means it's already based on one of the best cars for the money available. But don't go making assumptions about it. For example, a cynic or fool may say that it's just a 3 Series with 2 less doors, but they would be wrong. You see, it's lower, longer and wider than the Exec Express that we all know and love. And I think it's a lot prettier. Take a look at its window line, it's smoother than you'd expect. Similarly, have a gander at the rear. It'll hardly vanish in the company car park, will it? BMW is going to be releasing a plethora of engines for this thing, from small petrols to big diesels, you know the drill. There'll also be a 4-wheel drive version, for, extra traction in the wet. The one we have here, though, is the 435i, because grunt. It comes with 302 brake horsepower, 295 pound-foot, and will hit 62 miles an hour from rest in 5.4 seconds. So it's quick then, but does it handle well? Being based on the 3 Series, the 4 Series is unsurprisingly absolutely brilliant to drive. The engine itself, I really like it. It's a 3-litre 6-cylinder jobby, as you'd expect from BMW, but it has turbos on it. And that means it's got more than 300 brake horsepower, near as damn it 300 pound-foot of torque. The response you get from it in the sport mode is just amazing. It revs so freely, you just power up the rev range, and the noise you get from it, admittedly it's pumped into the cabin a little bit, it's quite quiet from the outside, but you do get that little hint of sportiness. So as you do really start working on it, as you start pushing it into corners, you start pushing it down straights, you get the best from it, and it's so smooth and so quiet and so refined when you want it to be. To 62 for the manual is 5.4, but if you go for BMW's 8-speed automatic option, that falls to 5.1 seconds. The official figures say that this will do over 35 miles to the gallon. That's in the manual. The automatic will do even more than that. The cabin itself is well laid out, well designed. The iDrive systems had a big overhaul, and now you can draw things on the top of it. So when you're entering things in the sat-nav, say, you can draw letters on it and it will recognise it for you rather than having to click through time after time after time, which anyone who's ever used a system like this will agree it's incredibly laborious and a bit pants. Based on the 3 Series doesn't mean it's exactly the same. The track at the front and the back is wider for a sportier stance and better handling. The wheelbase is a bit longer as well. It's all these tweaks. While yes, it is based on it, it is not the same. It can be a nice comfy cruiser, it can be an eco car, and it can be your sports car home when you've had a rubbish day. It's really good. No matter how good the 4 Series is to drive, how desirable it is, I have a problem with it. This car exists purely to fill a number hole, essentially. BMW's made no secret of the fact that it wants a car for every numeral. So the 1 Series will give way to a 2 Series. The 5 Series created the 6 Series, and we have yet, admittedly, a successor for the 8 Series, a true one at least. But in the interim, the i8 Sports Hybrid Super Coupe sports car thing will certainly do. Perhaps this may sound like I fear change or what have you, but the 3 Series was fine as it was. It's been an aspirational name since the mid-70s. The original 3 Series, way back when, was a coupe, well, a 2-door saloon. It was the first of the sort of executive cars. And all the way through, the 3 Series Coupe has kind of been the one to go for if you don't have a family or just want that little bit of extra style. And it seems BMW's turning its back on its heritage just for one minor difference. The 3 Series is now the family car, whereas the 4 Series is the one for people with slicked back hair and Austin Reed suits. However, no matter what I say, no matter what I actually think about the 4 Series, one thing is certain. No matter what I or anyone else says, you're going to buy them in your droves anyway. It's a good-looking, fast, efficient BMW Coupé. Heritage be damned, it's an absolutely brilliant car, and well, even when the M4 comes along, I'll probably want one myself.